Peace and blessings, everybody. This is your Street Doctor, and I'm coming to you with an uncut jewel, noon jewel, morning jewel, evening jewel, combined all into one. So who am I? I'm the Street Doctor. Where did I get the Street Doctor name from? The Street Doctor name was given to me by my people in the hood, in the communities, all over the world. Homeless community primarily, which derived from my nonprofit organization, Surprisethestruggling. The struggling, not the struggle, the struggling. Surprisethestruggling was created due to my experience of being a homeless teen mother. So when I was 18 years old, I became homeless for whatever reasons, and I had a 3-year-old daughter. And I went to, it was the biggest blizzard of between 95 and 96 in New York City. I went to the welfare at the time, and they would give you a slip to bring to the EAU, which is now called PATH. But we're talking about 25 years ago, maybe a little more. So went from there, went to the EAU. From the EAU, sent me to, 30 hours later, they sent me to an assessment center in Brooklyn, which is called Auburn. I don't know if they still have it, but it was an old hospital, very creepy, dark, scary, disgusting, just nasty. And I went there, stayed for about 2 days. I remember on my second day, the first day I was there, the second day, they took us to see the Rockettes. So it was a big school bus came and got all the people and the kids. And I had my daughter, and all she did was cry because she didn't understand why we couldn't go home. She wanted to know why was we there. And that was my first Broadway show. I went to see the Rockettes on the strength of the city for the homeless families. So from there, from Auburn, you know, just the experiences of being a young black teen mother in New York City at that time between 95 and 96. So I always had it in the back of my mind, how can I assist the woman that I once was? How can I give back? What can I do? So I had a thought in the basement of my home that I shared with my late significant other, Corey. I was just downstairs in the basement one day, and I was like, damn. What is it that I could do? How can I give back? And not only how can I give back, what can I call it? I don't want to say homeless. I don't want to, you know, give it that title, because you're struggling doesn't mean that it's forever. And struggle is a temporary thing. Depending on what your struggle is, because you got some homeless people that are just homeless because they can't afford mortgage or rent, or they just had some abrupt struggle that took place in their lives, so now they have nowhere to live temporarily. So what do we call it? So I said, Surprisethestruggling. So how would I feel if someone was to come up to me and sing happy birthday to me out of the blue if I was homeless, or gave me a gift, surprised me with it? So that was the birth of Surprisethestruggling, entitled in my mind back in that had to be like 20, this is 21, so that had to be like 16, 17 in my mind. And that is where Surprisethestruggling came from. So through that, God forced me, he was forcing me, because that's how we communicate. It's like, you gotta do a nonprofit. I was like, I don't wanna do a nonprofit. I don't wanna do all of that. I just wanna help people, and I wanna be able to give, and I wanna be able to do this. No, you gotta do it the right way. You gotta do it the right way. So actually at that time, I was going through a struggle myself. When I incorporated Surprisethestruggling, I was in a struggle. I had just moved out of my house and into a basement to get away from my struggling relationship and situation. So I birthed Surprisethestruggling through my struggle. And I really didn't have the money, but I squeezed it and I forced it. I made it happen. So I started Surprisethestruggling. Came up with the idea of putting toiletries, pads, soap, deodorant, lotion, sanitizer, socks, journals, Bibles, all the bare necessities that young women and teenage girls would need to cleanse themselves properly. And I thought that if we put it in a bag, it won't, you know, strip them of their dignity if it's in a pocketbook or a tote. So I decided to put it in a tote bag, and this is how we're going to surprise these women. So that was the birth of Surprisethestruggling. Started as a global hashtag movement. Now it is a nonprofit. We are in the process of revising everything and creating a stronger, tighter board so we could do more and move forward. We've had the ability to bless other countries. We've done Jamaica, Africa, Dominica, St. Martin, Bahamas. So a lot of the places, Haiti, after hurricanes, most of those were like after hurricane relief. We were able to do drives and get donations and ship barrels to these other countries that we have yet to step foot in, but we were able to be a blessing through the women all over the world, all the people that donated to Surprisethestruggling. I created sip and drops. A sip and drop is where the women or men or people come together, sip wine if they drink, apple juice, whatever, and drop off their bags or checks or their donations. So we've done bags in breast cancer. We've done purses and pearls. We've done purses and paint. We've done, what else? Purses and pumps, sexy dance class. We've done so many. We've been blessed. We did things with Bismarcky in Maryland, North Carolina, New Jersey, so many different small fundraisers and sip and drops we were able to do. Philly, people from all over just got involved because I said, if all women, because women buy things in excess and we have things that we truly don't need. So if we could all get together and purchase these things that we have access in, we could all donate one deodorant. We could fill up a purse. We could fill up a bag we don't need. We could fill it up with stuff we don't really need, and then we can donate that to a homeless woman or a young girl in the street. And they won't have to feel like I felt when I got on the train in that blizzard with 2 big garbage bags and a 3-year-old. So that is where Surprisethestruggling has come from. Now we're going to get into Noonjewels. So Noonjewels is my baby. Noonjewels is something that I've been doing over the past, let's say 5-6 years. Inspirational memes, videos, and it really began to pick up and people began to know me for it through the pandemic because people were more still and everybody was on social media because we couldn't be outside. And God told me, again, do the videos and do 1-minute inspirational videos because a lot of people don't have time to sit. So sometimes I would go live and then but every day I would do a Noonjewel for 1 minute and I would post a jewel. And I was supposed to do my book a few years ago, but I lost my significant other, so that pushed a lot of things back because I was trying to keep myself present mentally, but the grief was pulling me back into my present. My past. And I was trying to, do things differently. So I decided to put a combination of my motivational quotes and journal pages and the emphasis on a few chapters I won't mention, gotta get the book, into a book. So my pre-orders drop March 12th for Noonjewels. So if you want to purchase my book, you can go to my website, www.drjacquelyn, L-Y-N, not L-I-N-E, Wilson.com, and you can purchase Noonjewels. This shirt right here is a part of my Noonjewels Inspirational Apparel line. So not only do I have the Noonjewels, I also have a Noonjewels Inspirational Apparel line. So all my t-shirts and hoodies and apparel that comes under the Noonjewel line is something to make you feel empowered and inspired and bring out the king and the queen and our black sisters and brothers and whites, whatever race you are, to make you feel royal and empowered and inspired. So it's not just a regular shirt. Everything is, it's a quote that I've created, and all of them are by me. So they're all from my Noonjewels. So yes, that's what the Noonjewels book is about. And on a spin from that is the Uncut jewels. So the Noonjewels, sometimes I do morning jewels. That's in the morning. If I get an inspiration again from God, it tells me to do a morning jewel. Feel like somebody needs to be blessed this morning, so I'll do a morning jewel. Noonjewels is usually from 12 to 1 in the afternoon. And the book, Volume 1, Pieces of Me collection. Uncut Jewels is my new podcast that's on Reflex Radio. You can download the app for free and tune in and stream in live, and you could see what's going on. You could also hear the podcast on Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon, Google Play, and all the other podcast levels every Friday from 5 to 7 p.m. Uncut Jewels is a little different from Noonjewels. On a Noonjewel, you will probably hardly ever see me cursing, being more aggressive, letting my hair down. I'm very conscious about my viewers, my followers, because I have followers and viewers of all ages. So I have from about, let's say, 17, 18, maybe 14, 15, all the way up to 75. So although I'm an adult and I can do what I want to do, I still have respect for my elders, and I don't want to say certain things too in front of young audiences. But on Uncut Jewels, we don't hold back on Uncut Jewels. So you still get a twist of Noonjewels. You definitely get you get the inspiration. You also get a piece of my network, all the amazing men and women that I know. So our first show was gun violence. Shout out to Aisha Say Cool. She has the #1 gun violence organization in New York. That is my mentor, my second mother. She was my first guest. We had her in on gun violence. Our second show was domestic violence. Shout out to Keisha Christie of Love and Hip Hop. Not Keisha Christie. Chrissy Monroe from Love and Hip Hop. And Wanda Edwards, domestic violence advocate. So we had them. And like every show was something different. I had women behind a badge. So I brought in school safety agents and sergeants and parole officers and NYPD, all the different women that I've done business with and that I know, my sisters in power. Rizmia Johnson, EEYSP, the founder of Eloquent Essentials, and Eloquent Essentials Youth Scholarship Program. Keisha Christie, who's also an entrepreneur. Who else did we have? We had them. We did Women Behind the Badge. I almost forgot, my Queens Don't Trip. We Adjust Our Crowns. That's another movement that I started, which derived from a Noonjewel. Queens Don't Trip, We Adjust Our Crown is like one of my first, what I'm really known for. People say it all the time, Noonjewel. That's one of my jewels. And we turned that jewel into a movement where we empower women, and we take them and teach them how to become licensed become legally licensed with firearms. So we take women to the gun range and, you know, that whole process and things like that. So my Queens Don't Trip, We Adjust Our Crown committee. Brenda, who is a retired law enforcement, also a master instructor. Hope Hughes, her family, black owned, 30 years in Harlem. They do security and they get people ready for their licenses. Sheba Simpson, city council candidate, Harlem District 9. So I've had some pretty amazing women and guests thus far on Uncut Jewels. And you can catch all of those episodes on, like I said, Apple Music, Spotify. You can go to my YouTube, Dr. Jacquelyn Wilson, and view the shows. So yeah, I mean, I'm a busybody. I am always creating. I'm full of content. I'm also a clarity coach. So people who don't know what it is that they want to do, they hire me, and I help them figure those things out, get their ideas together, paste it together, create a picture, and make things happen. Huh? So I'm wrapping it up. I'm done. Okay, so that is a synopsis of who I am and what I do. Also, my Bully project. I forgot about my Bully project. So I'm also executive producer of The Bully, HBO multi-award-winning film that my daughter Jiggy Jada wrote. Also, CEO of my own entertainment company as well, minding my own business entertainment, where The Bully is currently under. So I've done so many things. Award-winning speaker, producer, 3-time author. Shout out to Haley Grip, The Queen Experience, Mo Better, Jiggy Jada, my kids, Castro Zaytana, everyone. What else? And if you want to stay in touch with me, you want to find me, or you want to donate to Surprise the Struggling, go to www.surprisethestruggling.org. You can donate there. If you'd like to book a screening of our film, The Bully, you can go to www.thestopbullyingproject.com. If you want to book me as a speaker, a keynote speaker, you can go to dr.wilson@Noonjewels.com. If you want to purchase the book, you can go to drjacquelynwilson.com. If you want to purchase inspirational attire, you can go to dr.wilson@Noonjewels.com. And if you need a coach, you can go there too and email me. I mean, I'm here, and I am a content creator, so I'm forever creating things. I know some of you guys are like, if I haven't said enough, but there's more. There's some things. Oh, the Dr. Wilson Leadership Academy. I forgot about that. So that is for our less fortunate women and men in our communities, where I partnered with Emblem Health to use their space to teach beginning entrepreneurs how to get up off the ground, how to start their businesses. So I'm in a mix. I'm in a mix, but I'm around. Street Doctor, holla at me. Love, pray, motivate, hustle hard, repeat.